Okay guys, I'm still in my pajamas. It's like midday. We had maybe like half a day of reprise between heat waves. Yesterday was around 41 degrees Celsius. And I was dead all day. I literally just died and I was brought back to life. So you see my ring light here. So I was like, oh damn, it's, you know, reasonably okay in here. Yes, that's my mattress. We dragged it out to sleep in the living room in front of the air conditioner because if you can see, our walls, they're all just wood panels and they're actual, those have paint over them. You see over here, most of them, there's just gaps. And behind those hideous gaps, like this panel looks like it's just about to fucking fall right off. Look at that shit. Look at its bone. Anyway, it looks like it's just going to fall apart. Behind that, the bricks are like crumbling. I do not know how this is legal. But anyway, so yeah, I was like, oh damn, I'm gonna go be like, woo, let's like fix this shit here. Fix this shit. Well, it's just dust. But you know, it's like, oh, sorry, I'll get there in the end. It's absolute nuttery. So I think I need another light. I need a second light on the other side because right now it's all very one-sided. But you know, I was like, yay, I can finally do that. And you can see the difference between my matte sealant and the sealant used on the rest of her. And she actually needs a gentle wipe down. So I'm probably going to give her a gentle wipe down before I do actually paint her. And it's lucky that I'm not going to be painting her today because I do need to do that. But you know, I was like, yeah, gonna get my mediums ready, gonna get my liquefying mediums. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use some of my new paints. I got this really nice red that would make a really nice scratch color, and I can like mix it with some blues for some bluey undertones, and you know, oh, not white. Anyway, I've got all my paints in there. I've got all my Ateliers, I got my Miracle Blends. I was like looking through, I was like, where's a brown? Where's a good brown? Where's a dark brown? Where's a black? Maybe a black. I can make my skin tone darker with a black. I have no fucking blacks or dark browns. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? I was thinking that I would never have to touch up Nora. That's what I was thinking. But I do, because my cat, one of them is really naughty. I don't know where she is. I'm looking around for her. I've got Lily there. I've got Timmy there. I've got Marley there. I don't know where my other cats are. I know where one is. My nervous girl, Sophie, the one with the anxiety disorder, she's in the bedroom. She's hiding from me because I was in the office where she usually is. So she was like, fuck this, I'm leaving. Anyway, so I was going to do that. And you can actually see this much better. I know you could see it after I edited the video yesterday or whenever it was. I saw that you could actually see this scratch fine, but you can actually see it a bit better with this light now. You know, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this and it's going to be awesome. And this was not the case. So yes, sorry, I just found that there was some medium or whatever from the scratch that was sticking up, so I just scraped that off gently. And I'm going to give her a wash over. I'm going to gently wipe her over. And I don't suggest using any kind of soaps with the paints that I use because they're acrylics, and a lot of acrylics are water soluble. Now that doesn't mean you can't, it's just mean I don't suggest it. And I don't suggest it because I haven't tested it yet, and I haven't tested it yet because I don't have any test pieces or anything like that. So you know, I always suggest don't use detergents, just use water and just gently dab. And you can use warm water, of course, if you want to, and just gently dab. With Nora, because she's done with oil paints, I am going to use a very gentle detergent. And one thing to avoid, okay, is don't use anything with moisturizers. Do not use any baby things with extra moisture added. And this is dirty at the moment because as you can see the gaps up there, that's directly up where the roof is. And of course, if you've watched all my videos, you know that we actually had pretty much no roof. The roof was just shit for like 6 years. So there's a lot of crap up there, and I actually have some stuff to get up there and seal that so it doesn't keep coming down, because my shelf is filthy. I'm not sure if you can see, but it's disgusting. But you know, this stuff here that people sell as Reborn paint remover. It's actually just, you can't get it all off, but it's like oh, I'm not even showing it to you. It's a moisturizer. It's pretty much a moisturizer. It's a skin conditioner. So that's something to keep in mind, is that I'm not sure exactly what the active ingredients in this are that make paint come off. That works really well. So just be really careful when you're looking after your dolls and you're using any kind of shampoos or washes that have moisturizers added in them, because it could be detrimental to your doll. Now I've got Nora here. She is not showing up true to color on my screen, and that could just be because I've got my lights so bright. In fact, where am I? Oh, that's brighter. That's a little lower. No, she's still showing up a little purple. She might show up just a little purple anyway. You know, she's showing up purple anyway, so I'll keep the light on because it highlights things a little better. But isn't her hair beautiful, guys? She's got kid mohair, so finest mohair you can get, which I'm not the biggest fan of because it is so fragile. But I tend to only use combs where I can, and people are like, "Oh, isn't that rough?" No, it's not. If you're being gentle and you go slow, you lose less hair than if you're using a brush, because with brushes, the bristles are closer together and they are not as manageable. With a comb, they're rigid, they're all there, you can see them all, you know where each bristle is going. With a brush, they're wherever they land and they'll grab whatever they grab. So I suggest using a comb. And yes, so Nora is not getting fixed today. She's going to stay with this awful mark or marks on her head. And I might give her a wipe over and find that some of that is just dust that's gotten stuck on there because they hadn't had a proper place to lay all the time. And I just want to clarify, I do not keep dolls I make in with my dolls. Dolls I make are kept in a shelving system that has a cover over the top, so my cats are not getting in there, no dust is getting in there. Dolls I make are perfectly protected from the environment in my house and my cats, so you don't have to worry about this shit happening to you with my animals. Okay, so just want to clarify that your dolls, if I'm making them for you, are going to be fine. But yeah, so I just wanted to come in because I was looking through my box and I was like, as if I didn't get a dark brown. Like you can see I have some dark browns here in the Miracle Blend, and I was thinking, oh well, maybe they'll work. One of my cats has just panicked. I think one of them's just tried to get on the cot. Let me just go see where they are going. Now, my house is filled with rubbish at the moment because, yep, someone's just tried to get in. So I have this thing with foil wrapped around it at the moment, up there. That's the cot. That's the thing with foil, and that's because it scares them shitless. And I'm trying to do that to teach them to be scared of the cot. So I'm just going to put you guys down. You're probably going to be on your side because I've still got my tripod thing here. So I apologize if you're sideways for a bit. But I'm just going to sit this back on here. And what I'm going to end up doing, and hopefully very soon what I'm going to end up doing, is making a little cover that's a bit more solid that sits on the end posts, the end parts of the thingy-mabob, the cot. So yeah, so that's what I've got going at the moment to protect the dolls for now. These are just those exercise mats, so they're like puzzle pieces, so put them together. And then I've got blankets underneath that on top of the dolls to prevent the mats rubbing on the dolls. So I'm going to go to Bunnings and get some plywood, maybe some MDF, and then I'm going to glue and nail, or screw, some of that rubber bit. I'm going to cut it off into strips and use it as the sides to prevent it from slipping off the cot. So I actually think some of my settings on here could be fixed to make this better, because I've actually got this set for low light, which is probably why the camera is taking so long to pick up, because usually I am in low light. I haven't used my light very often, so it's taking forever to adjust to the fact there is many light. But yeah, so I just wanted to come in and say that. But you know, I have these Miracle Blend browns, and you know, they would be good for layering, but with this I can't layer it, because then the skin directly around the area is going to look really odd and patchy. So I need to have the color that I'm going to use for the mole just there ready, nice and thick and pigmented. Otherwise the skin around it is going to change color, and that's not what I want. I don't want that to happen. So that is where I'm at. You know, these are too light just to use for a mole, and I don't have anything dark to mix with them. So I'm going to buy some Atelier paints. Now these are what I'm going to be using on the current custom I have. So Paula, this is for you. These are the paints I'm going to be using. They're artist grade acrylic paint, and I've got the matching mediums with them. And so just to clarify, I didn't make this doll, which is why the matting I put on the other day to protect the scratches doesn't match, because this has been painted with Genesis heat set paint, and I've used some matte stuff over it. And the way I'm going to get that to look the same or similar is I'm actually going to matte and gently blend the mattifying medium out gently to make it look as though just her skin texture's changed a little. That's what I did when I fixed her eyebrows. And that was the artist. The artist didn't root all the way through the vinyl, and she was lovely, and she said, you know, it's okay, I can send it back, I can fix that. But I had, by then, because of my anxiety, I was in hyperdrive trying to fix it because the hair was falling out. I'd already fixed it, and I just said, no, it's okay, thank you very much, I appreciate the offer. So, and you know, don't feel bad about saying things like that, because artists make mistakes, you know, and most artists, like the one woman who made Nora, Jodie, that they accept that. They accept, oh, damn, you know, I made a mistake. And, you know, people by nature don't want to be like, oh, shit, I suck. But if you make mistakes and if you own up to it, your customer's not going to mind. Your customer's going to say, oh, okay, thank you so much, you know. They're going to appreciate the fact that you've been kind. And that's why a lot of Reborn collectors feel so anxious and feel so passive, or feel like they have to be passive when they get a bad doll, or when they get a doll that something goes wrong with within, you know, the first few days of having it, you know, whether it's paint coming off or the nails, you know, chipping, or whatever that goes wrong, hair falling out in my case. You know, if you're an artist and someone comes up to you after they've bought a piece of your art saying, look, the paint's falling off the canvas, you have to say, oh shit, okay, I've obviously not done something wrong. I haven't used my binding medium. I haven't used my whatever medium to make sure things stick on. Or in this case, I haven't rooted all the way through the vinyl. Okay, that's my bad. And you can't get angry just because someone has shown you that there's something wrong with your work. There's going to be something wrong with your work at some point in time. It's a fact of life. No one is perfect. Okay, so this is to my fellow artists, and this is to people who buy these dolls. You know, don't be afraid to go back to your artist if something is wrong. If it's simply, you know, what's it called? Like if you regret it once you get it, like if it's because you realize you didn't really have the money for the doll, or you get the doll and you don't really think it's what you wanted, you know, that kind of thing. Most artists, I have a return policy. I say, you know, within the first 5 days of you having the doll, so not necessarily of you paying for the doll, but of you having the doll in your hands, within the first 5 days, if you don't want that doll, whether it's a custom or not, you can send it back. And that is my phone, guys. So I'm going to end this video now. See who's trying to call me. Thank you so much for watching. This turned into a huge long ramble as usual. I'm so glad it did because I enjoy talking to you guys. And I shall see you later. Bye.